Superman Legacy, guys. This got retitled. See, like that. There's no segue there.
Yeah.
Superman could drink some vodka, right, and we'll get sick. Anyway, Legacy got a new title. It's now Superman. A lot of people might be like, "Did everybody get Superman?" Well, we had Superman the movie.
Oh, okay.
But if they want to do Superman 2, that's when we're gonna have a little problem. But
even more Superman.
Maybe Superman.
Superman.
Hey. They also
Superman goes to East Village.
Superman commits a war crime in the Middle East.
Hey.
We have not just a title change, but of course the symbol was shown, which we did talk about last time. It's basically the Kingdom Come symbol, I think.
The Kingdom Come symbol had the black.
Right. I mean, color aside, it's the same.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. But I love it. I love the color scheme, and it looks great. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm sorry. Like, this is just my immaturity, but every time I see a Superman symbol, the only thing I can think of is hope starts with an H, stupid. No, but I think it looks good. It's not like super obviously like an S. It actually kind of looks like a
it's kind
alien
of
symbol.
a little bit. Yeah.
You know,
the other one's been done to death and changed, and so I welcome it. I think it's a cool new look.
As long as we're not getting like the blue electric Superman.
I don't know if they'll ever do that.
I hope not.
Will Superman have a collar, or will it be more like?
It doesn't really show much. You see a little bit of the cape, right?
It doesn't show much of the suit outside of the S.
You can see the blue.
You can see the blue.
Will he have the red underwear?
I don't know. That's the big thing. Would you like him to have that or not? I know it's silly, but it kind of is the best look, I think, for him.
There's a fun fact behind that of why he wears the underwear on the outside. See, there was one time where Superman had a arm wrestling contest with Chuck Norris, and the loser would have to wear their underwear on the outside of their pants for the rest of their life.
Chuck Norris is old, man.
I know.
Honestly, like, the thing I love Cavill's Superman.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I do too.
The only thing I didn't like about that suit is it was way too dark and it wasn't as colorful.
Yeah, it did get brighter.
Well, was that a Zack Snyder thing though, or
yeah? I mean, if it was his choice, like, there wouldn't be much bright colors in his films. Like, I understand that to a certain point, but it's
he goes
like
for a muted palette,
pretty much like 300. You know, yeah.
But yeah. I'm such a sucker for the Reeves Superman.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
I guess it's more of like a product of the time, like when
we grew up.
A lot of that, like the underwear on the outside, was kind of like kind of reminded me of like how guys used to dress in like professional wrestling.
Sure,
with like the spandex and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's basically like either embrace it or just don't even talk about it.
Now,
you know,
if they did like a red belt. Or something like that. And
that's been a look they've explored. Yeah. Because, when they took that red away, it was missing something. And then they kind of incorporated
that's what I always thought
red
about Cavill's Superman is like, it's missing something.
Yeah. Even though it's silly, it's just, it just worked. Like Ralph Superman had and his was great. The only complaint I have about his was his symbol was too small, in my opinion.
It was
very small. Yeah. But
and he didn't, throw the symbol and wrap up somebody with it.
Saran wrap. Reynolds pulled out any backing. They're like, forget it. But yeah, it looks great. Nicholas Hoult is playing Lex. He's got his head all shaved.
He's going to make a great Lex.
I think so too. Yeah, I think he'll probably be the stoic Lex, like the animated show kind of portrayed a little bit.
He's got such a range too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
very
I think
seasoned actor. Like,
I think he's going to be more of a subdued Lex than obviously than what Eisenberg was or whatever his name is.
Eisenberg is a great actor. Wasn't the perfect choice for.
They wanted to play into that Social Network type of dynamic,
it wasn't Eisenberg's fault either though. Like, I feel so bad for him because he got so much shit for something that wasn't even his fault. He did the best that he could with the stuff that he got. That wasn't the right part for him.
Right. Yeah. And I wonder if this Lex will probably be, American, but makes you wonder if they'll just have him be British, because I know he's an actor and he can do an American accent, but do you think, I guess Lex Luthor is American, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
Does it really matter though?
I
don't know if it does. I think it kind of is interesting, but
it almost seems like if he had a slight English accent though, it would be a little bit more evil.
Yeah. I don't know. They might play into it, but he's a good actor. Most Brits can do a great American accent.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
I mean, look at half the cast of the X-Men movies has an accent. And
I know it's always wild when they get interviewed. You're like, whoa, what?
Except for Halle Berry, she had one and then lost it.
That was so stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, the first X-Men she tried to have one,
she had an African accent.
And they're like, do away with it.
Like, girl.
How you doing?
Do you know what happens to a frog?
Oh, that was terrible. Hallelujah.
Too bad you will die. That's from Mortal Kombat. Anyway.
The bad one. The Annihilation, right? Yeah. Oh, God, that was terrible. Mine. How many takes was that? But Holt was on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, Inside of You.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I like his podcast. That is a really good podcast.
I knew it.
Jesus.
You won't be on his show anytime soon. No. Nobody. Michael's Lex was Holt's first Lex. His first
foray into seeing him on the screen or whatever.
He said his will be inspired a little bit by his. So
and that's good because he was always one of my favorite Lex Luthors.
He played him the longest. If you look at it, Michael Rosenbaum. He played
from Smallville.
Yeah,
there's character development there. The other Lexes just had no time for. His was more.
And his was so. I don't want to use the word subdued again, but he had kind of quiet, presence.
I'm really interested though because James Gunn is more of a fun, upbeat kind of director, right? Mm-hmm. He has a lot of fun in his movies. DC's not rainbows and
that might be the problem.
And
with
then
Superman
we go,
anyway.
Well, hold on now.
Yeah, sorry.
Then we go no, you're fine. And then we see things like Guardians 3. Mm-hmm. That's a dark ass movie.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's really dark. Then there were some scenes where I teared up.
Especially for animal lovers. Thing, yeah. Oh man,
that was a freaking tough scene to watch. And you hear that primordial scream, and you're just like, okay,
yeah. That was refreshing though for Marvel to have a movie like that again.
Oh, man.
How do you have something that dark from James Gunn? It didn't seem right, but it was so good. Yeah. And the bad guy that they had for that, I think, should have been Kang.
They talked about him replacing, but who knows what they're going to do. He's great though. Either way, he's probably too busy. He's going to be. No, actually, he won't be in Peacemaker season 2. But I'm sure he's going to be working with Gunn again.
I would hope
they've worked twice together, so. He's a great actor. Very good.
Holy crap, is he good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that goes to show you any doubters out there if Gunn can do a Batman. You even reminded me saying that because, I mean...
The colors are going to be brighter, though, at least.
Yeah, and I kind of like tone differences. I think when they do a crossover, I think it's cool if you take a character who's usually brighter and make them a little darker because it matches the tone. Mm-hmm. Snyder's was just all one tone, basically. Metropolis, a lot of people have said this should be... brighter than it should be different than Gotham, not the same. And so I think Gunn will capture that greatly in this. We also got Wendell Pierce from The Wire, Suits, Jack Ryan, Hacker is my personal favorite. He's playing Perry White. So
yes, yeah,
I think he'll do a great job.
I saw that and I was like, perfect.
Yeah. And I liked Freeman's. My God, Fishburne's. I liked his performance, but of course that's that ship has sailed. But it's I think this will be great casting. I don't know if you knew this, but when they did Returns, Hugh Laurie was the first choice.
Really?
And he had to back out. I don't know if it was because of the house schedule, the show he was doing, or something else. But then they got. I forgot his name. They got him, and he was pretty good too. But he would have been a good Perry White, I think, Hugh Laurie. But Wendell Pierce, man, I'm excited about this. I know a lot of Snyder people are upset, but and I like them both. But I'm ready for something new, and it sucks. I miss Cavill. I wish they could have used him longer. But
but he's going to be going to Marvel, isn't he?
They're talking about that.
There's been some,
and he's got Warhammer. He's going to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's and you saw Argyle. I still would like to see that. I'll probably wait at this point, but I like him. He's going to be fine.
There's been some I don't know if it's anything official yet or if it's just fan casting, but there's been roles kind of thrown out there for him to play, Captain Britain. There's been talk about him playing Cyclops.
Yes, which I would actually be pretty okay with.
I would too, because Cyclops is that very analytical, tactical personality.
And the other thing is that we haven't had a strong Cyclops live action yet.
Yeah, and I don't think that's James Marsden's fault. Like maybe when he was not as experienced, maybe when they first did X-Men, but he has grown, I think, a lot as an actor, and I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just Wolverine just happened to be captivating, and it stole the show. I mean, Wolverine and I kind of was our way into the X-Men, so I maybe that's why they wanted to keep him the center of those films. I don't know, but I get what you're saying. Like, Cavill would be jacked Cyclops.
Well, is he too Cyclops old, always has been jacked.
He's always been like that, a very lean, like you know.
But is he too old? Do you think Cavill is? For
I don't think so. Okay. I mean, it depends on what.
Yeah.
When we get the X-Men in the MCU, are they going to be like, you know, Angel, Beast, Marvel Girl, and Cyclops?
I don't know. I mean, they have to craft it so carefully because, man, they could just totally screw that. I mean, they're on a what do you call it? They're on on a path that's not like Fantastic Four has so much potential, and I think pressure on them to like get it right. And hopefully they'll leap off that into the X-Men. Like, who knows? Maybe the X-Men could be set in the 60s too and somehow brought to present day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to see like the X-Men origin thing
probably not.
Again.
No.
But like how they bring them in is going to be very important because they'll be like, well, if you're already this established team, where were you during Thanos? Where were you during Battle of New York? Where were you during
that's where Deadpool comes into play. Because
maybe
I think Deadpool's gonna like kind of kill that whole multiverse thing off, and then like
I don't know if he'll kill the multiverse thing off, but he'll open up a pathway for those who haven't been introduced yet into the mythos.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be kind of a reboot to a degree, and I think we're gonna see some of those. Because what I had heard is the guy who played Dilpinder was in a recent interview, and basically said anybody that was in the Fox universe got an invite to Deadpool.
Right. And what's his face for
the Juggernaut?
Yes, he turned it down. I don't know why, but
he said the suit was just too daunting, and it was a bad. Who did that third one?
Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Like,
so
what the
originally,
stupid. Sorry, fans out there.
So originally he was supposed to have a larger role in that whole thing, and then they reduced it when Brett Ratner came on.
Oh,
and the other thing is that the guy who
sounds stupid. Yeah.
Well, the guy who ended up doing X-Men First Class, Matthew Vaughn, was going to do 3. And
too bad.
And when he backed out because of the storyline that there was a fake script that some executive had to get Halle Berry on, where they were going to do an opening scene that she was in Africa.
Yeah.
And then that was the whole purpose of that was just to get Halle Berry to sign on, and then they scrapped it. That left a bad taste in his mouth, and he dropped. So
hers too, I bet. You know, it's like because she won the Oscar.
Yeah,
she was like, "I'm not coming back unless you cough up whatever."
So I think in that way it really sold him on it. But I think we're gonna get, he said that there's a lot of people flying to London for this thing. So I mean, we could get Daredevil if we were gonna get Elektra. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
How I see it, maybe how Deadpool could solve this. I don't know if they're gonna do this, but maybe there's been so much of a mess made that other worlds have suffered, and so the only thing they can think to do is the surviving people from those worlds, bring them into one, and they'll lose their memories maybe of what happened before, and then boom, we have the X-Men now. They just exist. I don't know.
Because what they say, we're going to get 6 different Deadpools, or no, it's 3 Wolverines and like 5 different Deadpools. So we'll get Lady Pool, we'll get the dog.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to get Patch from
We've seen the dog. We've seen Patch pretty much. Yeah. Of course, that scene could just be some dude that has the same hairstyle as Wolverine, just a little nudge. But
I've heard we're gonna get Gambit.
Dude, he's so cool in that animated series. You know, I started rewatching a little bit. God, I think he's my favorite character out of that thing. I just like his I just like his look, and his cadence. You know, Channing Tatum, I think, would be kind of fun to play just for a one-off maybe.
And that's the whole thing is like Marvel does fan fan appreciation stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody thought that everybody was pining for what's his face to be Reed Richards,
John Krasinski.
Yeah,
and they gave it to us.
Yeah, so
it was fine.
It's not to say that they couldn't just do that for Channing Tatum real quick, just to have him on his gambit, because everybody was like, we want to see what this was like. Why is it in development hell?
Yeah, right.
Well, and there's even like, things that like Ryan Reynolds has done for the movies.
Yeah,
like bringing in Brad Pitt as Vanisher.
Yeah.
That was like a huge thing. He was like, we're going to get Brad Pitt for this role.
Yeah.
But he's invisible the entire time until he dies. And then it's just a quick shot of his face and then he's gone.
Probably filmed in his backyard, the green screen.
But
how do you convince Brad Pitt? Okay, it's just like when South Park, George Clooney wanted to be on South Park, so they named him like dog number 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, something like that. Yeah.
Like, we're like, okay, you can be in the movie.